What's up, Gamecock fans? You may be right. I may be crazy. How we feeling about our Gamecocks today? Heading down to Death Valley. Last time Gamecocks played in a Death Valley, actually the last two times South Carolina played in a stadium called Death Valley, Gamecocks walked away with a victory. Can the Gamecocks do it again today in a different Death Valley? Gonna be tough. The odds are stacked against us. Heading down into what? The Cat in the Hat. Les Miles once said is a place where dreams go to die. How about today we raise our dreams? Can South Carolina go into Death Valley in a night game, defy all the odds? Uh, what do we got to do? We got to armor up. We got to get our swords out. We got to throw caution to the wind. Be aggressive. South Carolina has absolutely nothing to lose because no one thinks we're winning, right? No way South Carolina's going in Death Valley at night, blah, blah, blah. Their history there. No one beats them there. Oh, hey, man, everybody loses sometime. So, can South Carolina take their team? How? What's the keys? What's the keys to South Carolina going into Death Valley? First and foremost, mentally. Mentally, don't make the mistakes, the pre-snap penalties, the jumping off sides. Those are the ones you have to try to avoid because of the noise. Now, defensively, they're not going to make noise while their offense is on the field. So, offensive line has to focus today. How do we help the offensive line not commit those type penalties? Don't set it to line too long. We don't need to be doing a lot of audible plays where Lenoris is trying to call out plays. You're not going to hear them. So we need to be quick in our decision of the play, call the play, get up to the line and run it. Run tempo. That is what Ole Miss did. It had LSU's defense. I mean, they're out there throwing up on the field, uh, just kind of wore them down. Watching South Florida play and at the speed they go under Alex Geaux, they had uh, North Texas. The second half comes around, their defense is done. They're wasted. They're toasted. Right? They're tired. So how can South Carolina do that? Run tempo. Run tempo. Just try to keep your tempo going. Um, you know your quick counts. You know your snaps. Don't let our guys stand around too long or sit in a 3-point stance or whatever where that noise really affects them. So hopefully we do that. Spread the ball out. Get Harold Perkins away from Lenore Sellers. 4 wide if you have to. Hey, put Mo Brown back there by himself as your protector of Lenore Sellers. Go 4 wide. Get him downfield. Open up the field so even if Lenore gets through, man, everybody's got their back turned to him. You know, get quick passes out, quick slants, quick hooks, whatever you got to do. Get the ball out of his hands quick. Don't let that defense bring a lot of pressure on him. And O line really needs to hold up. Um, that's the important part. Now, what is LSU? Is Nussmeier playing? Is Nussmeier healthy? I think he starts the game. Brian Kelly, I ain't taking that man for nothing. He says talking about, oh well, we're not going to pull Nussmeier out to put in Van Buren from chasing the Pirates. Who cares, right? You know not to listen to him and prepare for both quarterbacks. Now is Caden Durham healthy? Can LSU struggles running the football just like South Carolina? Who establishes the run better? How do you approach establishing the run? Now it sounds like I think his name's Aaron Anderson, the leading receiver, the one that caught the pass against South Carolina last year that shouldn't, according to the rules this year, should not have been a pass. Pretty sure it was him that got it knocked out of his hands once he went out of bounds. Should not have been a complete pass according to the rules of 2025. Anyway, doesn't matter. Last year's over with. No one cares. We go out and beat them in their house like they came in and beat us in our house. Is it a revenge game? No, because I don't think anyone felt that we got screwed by LSU. We felt we got screwed by the officials. So the people running around saying this is a revenge game, dude, it was the officials. The South Carolina fans felt they were screwed over by, not LSU. I don't think anyone accused LSU of making bad calls on the field. It was the officials, and now we know that official crew's not working this football game. So that goes your 12th man there, LSU, or 13th man, or 14th man, or how many ever men y'all have with that officiating crew, out the window. South Carolina needs to throw the ball and set up the run. We've seen different styles the last two games. Lenore Sellers threw for 300 yards against Mizzou, ran better against Kentucky. We're not going to sit here and run 9-minute drives against this LSU defense. It's not going to happen. So if that's our approach, we're going to lose. Rooster says they come up with a game plan. Beamer, they're going to speed this up. Rooster also says Sean Elliott is involved in this offensive line, and it comes out even more tonight. It will be more obvious that Sean Elliott has been, we know the sources, that he was helping with the O-line before the Kentucky game, running through drills and stuff. I think he's been more involved than anyone is going to let on, and you're never going to know the truth about it. But let's wait and see how aggressive this offensive line is in this football game. Hey, helps. It'll help bring down the noise if you can get out there and hit some quick passes on them. They'll quiet down a little bit, but LSU is going to bring it 4 quarters. South Carolina has to bring it all 4 quarters. You cannot have a down quarter. We cannot have one of our famous down quarters in this football game. You're going to have to bring it. You need to put some points on the board every quarter. Going to be crucial, but I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Dylan Stewart's going to show up. South Carolina's defense is going to show up. LSU's defense with Harold Perkins is going to show up. So, what would Rooster say? Well, first, before I make my pick, before the Kentucky game, we got rid of all the bad mojo by cleansing. We're going to cleanse again. I broke out my long driver John Daly lighter. Because, hey, guess what? John Daly could hit the golf ball a long ways. Lenore Sellers can throw a football a long way. So let's get that going. And we're gonna do some saging and cleansing again. We're getting this LSU voodoo. Before they ever try to put a root on us. Y'all know what a root is? Only people in the South know what a root is. So if y'all don't know what a root is, go watch Harlem Nights, and Red Fox will explain you about what a root is. But we're getting rid of all this voodoo, this Baton Rouge, whatever Louisiana voodoo shit y'all got doing. We cleansing again. We're going to continue doing this until South Carolina loses. If not, we cleansing every week, baby. I'm cleansing the fit. We cleansing the flag. We cleansing the studio. We cleansing everything, and we going down to LSU, and we going to beat that ass 27-24. Guess what? We're going to make that field goal at the end of the game to win and beat the Tigers. And you know what? I hope Brian Kelly's mad again. Yes, sir. I hope Brian Kelly. We're going to bury you right there in Death Valley, LSU. Peace. Ruin those playoff hopes for the LSU Tigers.